Welcome back to The Experience. Today my guest is the Joker of New Orleans. Thanks for coming on, sir.
Not a problem. Pleasure to be here.
If you haven't seen the Joker around the city of New Orleans, he is a magician and he is a mentalist
and cosplayer.
Thank you.
No problem.
You're a man of many talents, as you can see.
And makeup artist.
Yes, yeah. Is the makeup thing? Do you do that at all without being on the street, or is that just
no? That's a good question.
Like it's not a job, right?
No, it's not a job
background.
Yet. I wear it for gigs if I'm going to make social media content, or if I'm going out and I think that there's going to be a camera on me.
Nice.
Like if I'm going to the grocery store, no. But if I'm going out for a night on the town and I feel like I might perform or people might want to take a picture with me,
yeah,
I guess they wouldn't if I wasn't wearing the makeup, but yeah, usually I wear it when I go out.
Nice, dude. How long does it take to apply all that? Because I know it's not easy.
Usually, I'd say about 30 minutes, give or take. Sometimes if I'm playing around, it can take like 45, 50 minutes, but I think 30 is about the fastest I do it. So
nice.
Yeah.
So I've watched a few of your videos. The Joker reached out to me after our Stale Cracker episode. Shout out Stale Cracker, Ty Dewey. Thank y'all for bringing him, Jacob. And you were intrigued to come on because you're also a fan, right? So
yeah.
So.
Well, I was I've been following him for years,
right.
And that popped up on my feed, and I saw this, and like, damn, this is like a serious operation going on here. So I was let me reach out. They have Stale Cracker, but maybe they'll have me. And then I saw you're located in Metairie, and I was like, oh, dude, why wouldn't they have me?
Well, this is about as ADHD as it gets. And I was just pumped when I saw your page. I was like, wow. I was like, that guy wants to come here? Awesome.
Oh,
so
man,
I felt
I'm flattered.
same, man, same. What a little background story. I'll let you kind of.
Sure.
Yeah.
My background?
Yeah, a little bit. Like where you from?
Yeah. So I was adopted. Like I was born in Metairie, adopted to the North Shore, basically immediately grew up there. But I started doing magic, I guess, when I was about 16, 17, something like that. And then a friend of mine that I'd made from doing magic, we started street performing on Bourbon Street several years ago. And I just fell in love with it. And then COVID hit and I had to stop doing that. And I started focusing more on mentalism and stuff. Before I was doing cards, coins, sleight of hand. And I'd kind of dabbled in the mentalism, but I'd never really fully dedicated myself to it. But during COVID, it's like there's nothing else to do. The hard part though is that mentalism is kind of something that you have to practice on other people. Yeah. And everything was locked down. So I'm stuck inside, studying and all that. Finally it opened up and I was like, now I get to go out and actually try to apply what I've learned. Yeah. And
you had a lot of time to practice.
I did. Yeah, I did. Just not
on people.
Yeah. I did have a lot of time. And then one night I was out at Republic. It was I was just like, I'm going to put on makeup. I'm going to do my mentalism thing. I went out there and got a few videos. One of them went viral on TikTok, 17 million views.
Yeah, dude.
And
that's awesome.
It just kind of blew up from there. And then I posted it on Instagram. That blew up again. I mean, I think it only got 5 million or something, but still, I mean,
that's a lot.
It is a lot. I can't say still.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But yes, I have around 100,000 on each of those. So yeah, no.
So you basically, when you went viral, what was that feeling?
Oh, it was wild. It was constant dopamine.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I kind of hate to describe myself as this, but it's kind of fitting. I almost became a sex symbol, Nice. And it's weird. It was just, the comments were flooded with women flirting with me and oh,
because everybody has kinks,
wouldn't believe.
Right?
Everyone has everyone has kinks.
Yeah.
And
You fit the bill, maybe like, you fit the description,
What woman doesn't want a mind reader,
dude,
so it worked out well for me.
That's awesome.
It changed my life in pretty much every way, except for, I'd say, financially.
Right.
Really is the only way.
Right. That's what we were kind of talking about before we started. It's, people usually blow up, right? And then they start getting all these paid sponsorships and, people reaching out to them, but none of that's kind of happened yet, or like, because you have a lot of followers, man.
No, not really. I don't know what it is. You would think that, companies or something would want me to, advertise for them or whatever, but no, none of that's happened, shockingly. So,
but maybe you still like it, because you're a brand, right? And your personality.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, you're a brand, you're a personality, you're an influencer. So maybe you just haven't found that thing yet that's, I guess, that people are going to be like, hey, even though you have the following, it's something else, right? Because
I do feel like I'm missing something, and I don't exactly know what that is.
Well, you've only been doing this for what, 2 years or 3?
No, my video blew up April of last year.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Yeah, so just over a year, and
look, man, I've been doing this for a little over 2.5 years, and I haven't had a viral crazy video like that yet. So that's kudos to you. But it comes with other stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
Because this is a full-time job, in a sense, right?
And lately I haven't been doing it as much. I've been kind of taking a step back. I've just kind of been enjoying my life and stuff like that. So I haven't really been uploading as much either.
Yeah.
Partly because I haven't really been doing as much. I have some, clips in my camera roll or whatever that I can still upload. But another aspect is that, like, my followers on TikTok and Instagram, for whatever reason, they don't hit like, they don't comment, they don't share it.
That's and that's part of it.
It's kind of annoying. It's like, why are you following me at all?
Right.
If you
don't care,
the algorithm's going to show it to you, and then based on if you watch it and you like it and comment, then it decides if it shows it to other people. Wow. And if you don't watch it or you don't like it or don't comment, it's going to go nowhere and it's going to flop. So I have 90,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
And my videos will get like 500 views.
Wow.
Make it make sense. That's 500 people. Well, let's say 450 people that watched it and didn't like it. It's good.
Right.
It's good content. It's mentalism. It's mind reading.
I think it's great.
It's stuff you don't see every day.
Yeah.
Except unless you follow. That is something where someone said, they see your stuff all the time, so that becomes the new norm for them. Yeah. And you have to like one up it.
Yeah.
But then also you hear like social media gurus, their one thing is like, oh, if you have a video that goes viral, you have to keep doing that. You're like pigeonholed into that thing. And it's
stay on that path of that same type of video.
Same type of video. So it's like, okay, well, what do I do? Where do I go from here?
Right. And are you the kind of guy that wants to do different things all the time, or is it hard to like say like, hey, I'm going to make the same type of video over and over?
I do want to do a bunch of different stuff. And that's kind of why my TikTok didn't blow up before it did. I'd done like a few mind reading videos, but I was doing like comedy. I was doing memes. I was doing music, because I dabble in that as well. I was doing, political commentary, whatever. And it's like, okay, well, if they followed me off the music shit and then I post a mentalism video, of course they're not going to like it, because they only followed me for the music.
Right. You've made a different audience.
And that's what it's hard being, a jack of all trades or a master of a few. It's like, I can't appeal to I can't be everything that I want to be and get the full recognition that I want. So it's, when you describe me as like a cosplayer or a mentalist, a magician, whatever, like that's great. But at the end of the day, I almost prefer to call myself an entertainer, because it's like
artist, entertainer,
because I can entertain any crowd. You put me on any street, anywhere, damn near in the world. And like,
I've seen the videos.
Like whether it's music, whether it's magic, sleight of hand stuff, if I don't speak the same language as you, but you know, I can show you visual stuff or mentalism. I mean, like, you know, but yeah, it's definitely a struggle. And yeah, it's funny because when I started this and my videos went viral, people were viewing me as almost like this godlike figure, this mysterious thing that roams the streets, and, you know, but which was cool. And, you know, the whole sex symbol thing and all that. But then like, I kind of wanted to show like a more human side and be more relatable, because that's when you can have like a message with your content. So I did start doing like live streams and stuff, sometimes not even in makeup. And these people would watch and they would tell me like, oh, it feels like I'm on a FaceTime call with you. Like it's just that personal. And then it kind of took that God-likeness away and
made you human.
It made me human, which is good to an extent. These people all of a sudden started feeling like they had immediate access to me. They could demand things of me and stuff. And it's just like, okay, I don't want people to forget that I'm human. But I don't want people to forget that I'm like also that like godlike figure that you initially thought I was. You know,
you're trying to keep the persona alive.
Trying to keep the persona alive and not lose that. But like, I do have feelings, you know.
Well, for sure, man. Have you messed with a lot of TikTok Live? I know my buddy Jordan Blue.
I actually got banned off of TikTok Live. Well, funny story. I believe it was, God, I think it was right before my video went viral or right after it was. It must have been before, because I remember I couldn't go live on TikTok as soon as my video went viral. My sister and I were doing a live stream where we were roasting the worst songs of 2022. Okay, at the end of the year. And of course, like Kid Rock released an album in 2022. So obviously some of that's going to make it on there, you know? And we were ragging on the music and stuff. And yeah, all of a sudden TikTok got taken down. Bullying and something else. It was like, bullying and harassment. And I'm like, wow. Oh, sorry for bullying you were roasting. Kid Rock. We were roasting. There's a difference.
Correct. Okay? Yes. Good point.
So yeah, I got like a strike on my account. I was banned from live for a week. And then at some point I went live again. And to this day, I don't know what I did. I was like getting ready to go out or something. I was painting my nails and, TikTok just, the live ended. And then it said, banned for general violations. So I'm like,
gotcha. And you didn't try like reaching out to them?
I submitted a request or whatever it is, and they immediately responded and were like, nope, you're done. I was like, wow, for what? You know, but so I started doing lives on Instagram.
Yeah, and that was,
which, you know, worked out, but there's not a whole lot of money on lives for Instagram.
Gotcha.
As there is with TikTok. It's like set up so people can tip you.
And that's what I was saying about my buddy Jordan Blue. Shout out, singer, songwriter. That's what he does all the time, you know, and he goes in New Orleans and performs on the streets and whatnot, but he's been able to make a career with that, you know.
And you know, it's funny.
What other platforms do they have for live right now?
They have, Twitch, Bigo, Twitch. I do have a Twitch account where I've streamed playing video games. Thought that was like a popular thing. Nope, that didn't work. There's Bigo, I think Kick, which honestly, who the hell uses Kick anymore? But there's a few of them, but I don't know. It's just a lot of work, especially if I'm going to put on the makeup and go through the time to do that. I kind of want to make content that's going to stay out there forever. Yeah. Like videos I can post instead of just, I finished my makeup, I'm going to sit here for an hour.
Yeah, you're putting your uniform on.
That's basically what it is. Yeah, man. It's war paint.
I mean, no, it looks amazing. And
appreciate it.
It's what gave you that idea of like Joker? Like what you're a Batman and, you know, Joker fan or like?
Yeah, no. So I didn't really grow up reading comics. I grew up watching superhero movies, but it was mainly Marvel, and like Spider-Man was my favorite as a kid. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did see The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger around when it came out.
Shout out.
And then, you know, all the promo came out, and I think it was like 2016 for Suicide Squad, Jared Leto's Joker, which
intriguing.
Intriguing. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, there's definitely split down the middle as far as who likes it and doesn't.
Right, and it's different universes.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so basically it was that, and you know, people started telling me like, oh, you kind of look like him, and I was like, maybe. But then I got the idea. I was like, what if I like did it for a Halloween costume, like dressed up as his Joker and stuff? But yeah, I didn't end up doing it. And then in 2018, I started dating someone, and she, you know, I'd mentioned to her my interest in like the character of the Joker, and she was like, oh, I like Harley Quinn, blah, blah, blah. So we like came up with our own original looks,
right,
to go to like some club event or whatever. And it was a hit. People loved it. But then she decided that she wanted to, you know, cosplay as the Suicide Squad Harley Quinn. I wanted to stay to my original look, because my thing was, if I'm going to cosplay as a character that already exists, like Heath Ledger's Joker, Jared Leto's Joker, whatever, you kind of have to nail it perfect.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people are going to shit talk it.
Yeah.
But I was like, if I make it my own thing, my own look,
yes,
then no one can say, well, you don't look like Jared Leto, you don't look like Heath Ledger, whatever. So I made it, so, you know, I went back to the source material and tried to come up with my own costume and design the makeup and stuff. And then interesting, I appreciate it. It's gone through a few changes. Interestingly enough, the first makeup look that I came up with did kind of look like Joaquin Phoenix's look. Mm-hmm. And then when they advertised what he was going to look like, I was like, damn, fuck, I have to change my shit because people are going to think that I copied his. Right. So, you know, but in changing it and all, it's interesting because I constantly find things about me and the outfits and the makeup and stuff that like kind of goes with New Orleans in general.
Definitely
like the carnival season, the Mardi Gras theme, the colors and all that. And, you know, my sense of fashion is very much like clowncore, rave, little bit of like drag mixed in there, I guess, and stuff like that. And these are all things that are like, I just recently found out that in the 90s, New Orleans had like the best rave scene in the country. And I'm like, yeah, it just works out, you know? And, you know, the drag thing, there's obviously a huge LGBT community in New Orleans as well. So it's just, it all kind of came together, and I'm like a New Orleans icon now. You know, dude. So.
Yeah, I mean, well, when I saw your page, I was like, holy shit. And then I was like, I'm pretty sure I've seen this dude walking around one time.
You probably have.
Yeah, and then I showed a few friends, and they're like, I've seen that guy before. What is clowncore?
Clowncore is
like just hardcore, like just...
No, clowncore is like this shit, or taking elements of, you know, clown clothes, clown makeup, whatever, and combining that into... clothing, you know, like the
just learning something new.
Yeah, this is called an Argyle pattern, like the Harley Quinn diamonds thing.
Correct.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of like pastel colors, neon colors.
It's just like a look.
Clowncore. Yeah.
Cool. I know there's like so much shit out there nowadays. It's like, it's hard to keep up with.
It is hard to keep up, but it's fun. It's fun to find new shit and just man, incorporate it.
And the evolution of like the makeup and like, that's also transpired into like your look and your like how you present yourself like in the streets, right?
Oh yeah,
because you've been working on your craft and all that.
Yeah,
to me, you're a professional. You know, like legitly your page, what you do, each video I watched, I was like, this guy's a legit professional. You know, so
yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's definitely you know been a thing, and I figured like, okay, if I'm going the extra mile at every step of the way to bring, you know, almost like a fictional character to life and all that, I was like, okay, the magic, which I've been doing for way longer than this, works for the character.
Correct.
And I'm like, also, I feel like the mentalism thing does too. And, you know, like if you see like a good, you know, if you saw a Superman cosplayer and he could shoot fucking lasers out of his eyes, you'd be like,
That's cool.
that's fucking badass.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, if you see a Joker cosplayer and he can do like mind reading or hypnosis, or he can like do flourishes with cards and stuff like that, that's also badass.
Yes,
you know.
Yes, because even in the movies, they didn't really like he didn't do any of that. You know, like they
No,
had like
he
a
was
deck of
just
cards or like
he was just like a crazy guy.
Yeah,
and it's
correct.
Okay, that's cool, but like, what else?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
if you can do something else, and that's why the cosplay community is weird with me, because I'm constantly messaging cosplayers and stuff and like, hey, let's collab and all that, and like nothing. Or I'll message Comic-Con and be like, hey, I'm a cosplayer, like I want to entertain or whatever. Nothing. Radio silence. And it's like, okay, well, normally cosplayers will buy a costume off Amazon or maybe even Etsy, whatever. They'll throw it on, do a photo shoot. 30 minutes later, take it off, never put it on again. Right. That's cosplay. That's like that's what people normally think of as cosplay.
Gotcha.
My hair's dyed. I like my entire wardrobe is like
you're living, breathing this character.
I mean, I don't know if the camera's going to see it, but I've pretty much dedicated. Yeah, I've pretty much dedicated my life to this and
became the Joker, your own rendition.
Exactly. And you know what? People are like, what about when you get old? What about it? Yeah. When I'm 80 and put this makeup on, you think I'm going to look less terrifying? Right. I'm going to look more terrifying. That's fucking badass. Like
might fit the part even more. Like that's what I've been trying to look like for 20 years.
That's what I'm saying. I just love this, but
well, it's kind of wild that a lot of people have picked up different things during COVID. Stale Cracker being one of them, you being one of them. So it's like I think that developed a lot of people and a lot of different characters.
I mean, COVID did a lot of bad. Let's not skirt around that issue, but I mean, God, there's countless stories of people not liking the job they had and then quitting because of COVID and then finding something else. And like, the unemployment thing or the stimulus checks like got them through it, and they were able to invest that money into doing something else or setting up their own shit. And I think some good definitely did come out of it. I mean, my mental health took a dive because I'm very much an extrovert and I like entertaining people.
Yeah.
And God, that was devastating to fall in love with street performing and then and get to the point where I was making enough money to pay my bills off of that, which is wild.
Right.
And then it just, hey, streets are shut down. You got to go home. And it's just like, what the hell do I do now? And God, but yeah, no, good did come from it because I was able to take time to, learn another craft. So,
well, since everything is kind of went back to so-called normal or whatever that is, what's a day in the life for you right now?
Oh yeah. My normal everyday life. I do work a normal job. And then usually I just go home, hang out with my girlfriend, whatever, and then go to work the next day. Like I said, I haven't really been going out street performing as much, or not street performing, doing content, but that's just, I don't know. It's been nice to not have to feel that pressure, even if it's pressure from my own self to like, I have to find people, because some people assume that everyone that I perform on, I've like paid them or whatever, which first of all, I don't have the money to do that, but yeah, it really is like, you'd be surprised how common it is for people to not want to have their mind read. As soon as you say like, hey, you want me to read your mind? Nope, they're out of there. Yeah. It's like, what do you hide?
Yeah.
What do you not want me to get? But yeah, it's just so much pressure to go out and try and find people and then, hand my phone to a stranger and say, hey, record this. And like, you hope the audio's good or you hope they don't stop the video. And it's like, the stars have to align pretty much perfectly to get a decent video.
Correct.
And, I do mess up sometimes too. So that lowers the odds there. But yeah.
Well, hopefully in the future, you'll have somebody following you around with a camera.
I would love to be followed around by a camera crew because I would just be a menace to everyone all the time.
Man. And that's okay.
Monetize that.
Yeah. Well, people are monetizing all kinds of wild shit. So why can't you monetize that,
Yeah. No, that's true.
I mean, the videos that I saw, I mean, you've kind of brought like a different joy to people because like they're in a way they're kind of shocked. Like, and then I think that like touches humans from like a different perspective because you know what I mean. Like everybody's going through something.
Absolutely, yeah. And yeah, no, it definitely. If I can make people like step into that almost fictional world for a second, where like, you know, mind reading is a thing and all that. It perfectly blends like reality and fiction, I think, in a pretty believable way. And then, for even if just for a moment they forget about their issues and stuff. Right. And also like the message that I did want to incorporate in my stuff and still do is that being weird is not only okay, but it's good. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yes. And like, that's kind of my thing. Cause I was the odd kid out growing up and stuff. I was weird. I get it and all, but, fortunately I never tried to fit in. I never went out of my way. Like in my high school, you know, I was the only guy that would wear skinny jeans, like outside of the school uniform, you know, and I got picked on for that.
Now everybody wears them.
A couple of years after that, after I graduate, that was the style. And I was just like, can't make fun of me now. You're wearing them to fit in. I was wearing them to stand out.
Well, yeah. And you were ahead of the game, it sounds like. So
I was. And you know what kind of pisses me off? You hadn't heard of clowncore, but apparently over the last about a year, clowncore is starting to become like a popular thing. Like
I'm sure.
And I'm like, you motherfuckers. Yeah. Just don't take my shit. You can wear the style, but this is me.
That's you capitalizing on your thing, right?
Yeah.
So like
absolutely
putting out more content, because obviously there's going to be people that want to recreate what you look like. You know, there's fans. There's people.
I would kind of love that actually. If they did it as like a one-off thing, or if someone dressed as me for Halloween, I'd be beside myself. Yeah, I wouldn't even like know what to do with myself. But yeah, no.
Do you feel like when you're doing magic or your mind reading, like what kind of feel like, because you said the message, like what made you even like want to do any of this?
Well, it started when I learned like my first even decent magic trick. Like I said, I was about 16 or 17 and I started performing for the people in my class. And I think it was like a junior or senior. So I was like performing for other people in other grades. I went to a relatively small school, and the reactions that I got was just, so you were crazy. Just hooked. Yeah. I was hooked. And so I had to learn more, and you know, it's grown since then, and it has, you know,
I've always been fascinated by magic. You know, all those guys back in the day, and I've bought some of those kits when I was little, and I never stuck with it. But I've always thought it was amazing because I mean, it's magic.
It is, and it's so funny being a magician because if you post anything, where the method could be figured out, how it's being done and stuff, there's always going to be that one guy that's like, "Oh, I know how he did it. This is how he did it." And it's just like, okay, do you go to the Jurassic Park movie premiere and tell everyone the dinosaurs aren't real?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, we get it. Magic's not real. It's just...
There's always a hater.
It's just for entertainment. Just enjoy it. Correct. You know, and even if you do know how it's done, like most magicians I watch, I know how they're doing it.
Yeah.
But I just appreciate it, not because, you know, it's magic.
It's a craft.
It's a craft. The way that the moves, how well they hide it, you know, even if I know how it's done, maybe I can't see it because they covered it that well. And I'm just like, damn, that's good. It's good performing. They have good scripting. They have, you know, everything that makes a magician good.
Yeah. You're appreciating their craft.
Exactly.
Until that other person stop being an asshole.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah, man.
Yep. Pretty much.
What are like your next steps? I know we were talking in the lounge earlier. Like, where are you going? Like from here? Like, what's up next for you?
So really, I'm. That's another great question. I have several places that I can go with it. One is my friends and I are coming up with a like a Batman online series or something. It's going to be, you know, several episodes to a season and all that. And obviously I'm going to be yours truly, the Joker. Right. My girlfriend's going to be Harley Quinn. My best friend is going to be an unnamed character. Nice. We have there is actually a New Orleans Batman. He goes by the NOLA Bat, if you want to look him up on Instagram or whatever.
Shout out.
He sounds like he's on board to be Batman and all that. So we're supposed to be meeting with a producer tonight, actually.
That's awesome,
to kind of go over stuff. We've basically got the plot for the whole first season finished up. We just have to iron out a few details and then start writing a script. And then I guess we'll start filming from there, once we're done with that. But that's one thing. Another thing I want to do is start getting more paid gigs. I just had there's a woman who is offering me $900 to go to Canada. She's going to cover the flight and all that, to go entertain at a party for a few hours and just, I mean,
that's awesome.
It's just the gigs like that are very few and far between.
Right. Right.
So,
but you also, I guess on your page, you're not hosting that because I guess you don't want it to be that, in a sense. It's like, hey,
hosting what? What do you mean?
Like, hey, I do parties and events, and it's kind of.
I guess I should.
I don't know. That was my observation. Because I'm trying to, obviously we're all in this thing trying to figure it out, and it's because what works for one doesn't work for the other. So
I mean, I guess I should. I said email for collabs and booking.
Yeah, I saw that.
I figured like if someone wanted to book me, they would. No, but I guess I should hit it harder. And that's another thing, is that doing these.
Well, because they might think like a collab and booking for like, come do like a mind reading thing at like an event where this is like a physical birthday party, or is it like an actual?
So I have been booked for birthday parties. I've done birthday parties. I've done weddings and stuff. It's I don't know. I don't know what other people think. Shockingly, but no. And another thing about doing these gigs is that when people, because there's inevitably people in my comments and they're like, "Oh, he paid this person, whatever," and I'm like, I guess in theory I could do that, but then like when someone offers me money to go perform at their party, what do? Pay them and be like, play along, pretend that I'm reading your mind. Like, no, I have to show up and do what I advertise on socials. So like, why pay people and stage everything when I could just do it?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like it's part of your job. It's like, I do the mind reading because I'm trained. To do
exactly. Like I've practiced. I've learned these things.
It's definitely a skill. It's a skill.
It is for sure. Yeah. But
that's probably like, hopefully this podcast educates people out there to realize like, it's not like you paying somebody off to, pretend. It's like, no, this guy's actually like practice how to do this art.
Yeah. Yeah. And the beautiful thing about it is with, I don't want to say too much, but
for sure. Whatever you want to say.
The way my videos are, the way that I construct the videos and all that stuff, the method, you'll never figure out how I do it by watching the video,
right?
But at the end of the day, the person that I do it to, they genuinely believe I've read their mind. They feel like I've read their mind, but obviously I didn't, there are certain things about people that is just genuine intuition, lucky guessing, looking at things about them and just, but it's never any like specific information, like phone pin codes and like birthdays down to the exact day and stuff. Like there is tricks and secrets to that, but you're never going to see that in the video, but,
I mean, it's definitely an art form.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sure. Yeah. And there's ways, some people like me go the route of like, oh, I'm reading your body language and stuff. And then there are some people who go the route of like, oh, the spirits are telling me and stuff. And I'm like, I really don't want to do, I could, but like, I don't want to, because I'm not a spiritual or religious person whatsoever. And, I used to be.
Okay.
And I've, since stepped away from that, and I don't ever want someone to believe in anything paranormal or supernatural or spiritual because of anything that they've seen me do.
Gotcha.
If that's something you want to do, then you know what, I do respect beliefs and stuff, but I don't personally want to be responsible for that. And it breaks my heart because I get messages on Instagram, like people asking me to communicate with their dead relatives. Like I've had people be like, my grandpa left us a chest, but we don't know where the key is. And like, we'll pay you however much to, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Not only can I not do that? I refuse to even pretend that I can. Like,
wow.
I'm like, this is strictly for entertainment purposes. Yeah. And if you pay me, because I made you laugh or feel good or scared you or whatever the hell, then like, sure, I could always use a few bucks, but like, I don't want to sacrifice my, moral code.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I could be living in a mansion by now. Like, what is it? Long Island Medium, that chick and stuff. Like, can she speak to the dead? I can't say for certain that she can't, but like, you have to be on a year-long waiting list to get a reading from her. And she's like, I don't ask for anything. I just ask for your phone number. That's it. Okay. Do you know how much you can get from a phone number? You can look up this person's entire life story with their phone number.
Pretty much everything.
Pretty much everything. So it's like,
well, I appreciate the fact that you are an entertainer and that you're trying to put on a show for people, and it's a craft and it's a job, and not a lot of people are chasing after their dreams anymore, or at least not their dreams, maybe somebody else's. So thank you for that.
I mean, I appreciate it. It's kind of like that's another aspect that I want to promote and stuff. I want, because I mean, God, when I was growing up and, even now when I say like, oh, I want to be an entertainer, what's your backup plan? What's, only a few people make that and stuff. And it's like, okay, times have changed, like back, in the 50s or 60s or whatever, like the only way to really make it would have been to be a household name, worldwide famous, like Elvis and stuff.
Correct.
Nowadays, there are plenty of people paying their bills and they're not a household name. They just did things the right way, monetized it and stuff. And like, they might make 10 grand a month. Yeah. Okay. Well, they're not going to live in Beverly Hills off that necessarily, but like, they're not struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's like
getting paid to be either themselves or something they're into.
Right.
Most people don't. Like, most people don't get paid to do anything they want to do. They're working for someone else. So it's pretty cool.
And it's like, I can do some of that. I can, do a regular job and all that. But like, best believe most of my disposable income is going to be going towards this hobby and as an investment.
Yes.
That one day it's going to, pay off and stuff like that. So
we're both chasing that dream, man, and keep pushing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I know we're getting close to short on time. Got about,
are we?
Yeah, a little bit. I know you wanted to do.
We can do some mind reading real quick.
Let's
again, this is an art form. So
I'm taking my glasses off. Should I take them off? No,
you can leave them on.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Whatever.
I just hate wearing them.
Yeah. So if none of this hits, then whatever. Then I just failed. That's fine. Right. Let me ask you this before we get started. Obviously, your first and last name is out there. You cut hair, and anyone can tell you work out. But aside from that, how much of your personal information would you say is out there? Like, if I really went stalking or like Facebook page,
I would probably say like Facebook and Instagram. But I mean, I don't put. I'm
gonna be real with you. I didn't look into your stuff. I thought about it because I was just like, well, if I do mind reading, I'm gonna, and I reveal something that's just like out there publicly, then it's like, that's not as good.
Right.
So, just starting off, think about, get a random 4-digit number in your mind that there's, no way that I could get. Okay. I'm going to write it down on here and show the camera before you even say it. So that way no one thinks that you're playing along or anything.
Gotcha. I'm going to look to the side.
No, look at me.
Oh, gotcha.
Think about that number.
Okay.
You got it?
Yes.
Beautiful. Let's see. When
I was watching one of the videos, I was like, holy shit.
Can you say what that 3-digit or 4-digit number is?
Like in my head?
No, say it out loud.
Oh, 536. Yeah, that's it. Jesus.
You said your birthday isn't even on your Facebook, is it?
Nope. Oh, on Facebook, it might not be. I don't know. I guess. I mean, I think everybody's is possibly. I don't even know.
Let's see. Let me just ask you a question. Do you have a kid?
No.
No. Okay. Let me see. I definitely get the sense that you're a Virgo. Is that correct?
Nailed it.
Yep. Okay. Let me see. Let me hide this from the camera. Can you say what your birthday is?
9/5/85, September 5th, 1985. Damn.
Which is a Thursday, by the way. Last thing. Think of the name of a person that there's no way I can get.
Gotcha. Okay.
Even if I did stalk your socials.
Yes. You'd have to talk to like 2 people, and then only 2 people would know this.
And they're not here, are they?
Nah.
Okay, look at me.
It's funny watching you do it in real life versus the videos.
I know.
That's wild.
This is a short name, isn't it?
Yep.
You're thinking of a woman, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well.
A girl?
Yes.
Okay. Would they happen to be like 12, 13, something like that?
They could be.
Could be.
Like, yeah.
Oh, is it a dog?
Mm-mm. No, it's human.
Human.
Possibly. Could be. Yeah, it's weird.
This is weird, but I'm going to go with my...
It's part of the ADHD experience.
I'm going to go with my gut instinct here. I'm writing with Sharpie on a whiteboard because I'm an idiot.
I actually think I had some markers, but maybe not.
Well. Obviously, we didn't set this up then. Can you say what the name you're thinking of is?
Ellie.
Is it spelled like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually tried to
you were thinking of something else or something.
Well, because it's the name of like if I ever have a daughter.
Oh, okay. So this is it's a cute name.
Yeah, so that's
it goes well.
Good fucking but I don't know how I would want to spell it. So I was just trying to figure out a good way to in my head.
I like that spelling. Simple. Of course that almost says like L, maybe add an I in there or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, look at you, dude. Mind blown. Mind break. ADHD experience. No, dude.
Yeah. That is an ADHD experience right there.
Yeah, that fucking
Yeah.
Wild.
So
thank you for that.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Where can people, whenever all the filming's done for your, what do we call it? A pilot, or is it? Well, it's season.
Oh, that. Yeah, I'll be posting information about that on like Instagram story.
Will it be available to watch?
Oh, it'll probably be on
YouTube
for sure, and then I'll probably post like smaller snippets on socials just to get traffic to YouTube.
Yeah, put it on YouTube and Rumble also, man, because Rumble's another version of YouTube.
Is it? I've never heard of that.
Oh, Rumble? Oh yeah, Rumble creators. Yeah, like this show's on YouTube, Spotify, audio, video, and Rumble. So
fair enough.
Yeah. So if basically they are the YouTube that people get kicked off of YouTube, they go to Rumble.
I did not know that. I'm gonna have to look into that.
You learn, hey man, this is a podcast, it's free education, so you learn something new. Yep, Rumble creators.
That's dope. Okay. Yeah, it'll definitely be on Rumble then.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'll be posting updates and stuff like that on my socials as that progresses. So
awesome. Do you before we head out, do you want to say anything to the listeners out there, the viewers, like something that you wanted to say before you came on, or do you have any advice?
Yeah, I guess one thing that I'm passionate about is mental health. Obviously it kind of fits in here, but yeah, I just, I want to say to anyone watching, like, you matter, you are valuable, and your value doesn't come from your circumstances or the people around you or what they say. Just be true to yourself. And if you feel like you need help, it doesn't make you any less of a man or less of a person, or it doesn't make you weak. Like, please reach out. And are we over on time?
We're good. Keep going.
Okay. Yeah. Just reach out, get the help that you need. And, yeah, that's really what I wanted to say. Just be true to yourself, you know, and, do what's best for you. So,
amen, man. Because, you know, mental health's a big issue in the world right now. And hopefully, you know, your episode and all the other episodes, which is the whole point of this podcast, is bringing awareness. And hopefully your story is going to help somebody out there, man. I know. I hope so. I mean, it's helping me. And, you know,
I appreciate it.
As soon as you reached out to me and I started, like, the first day we talked, I was like, wow. I was like, so I'm always excited. Like, I'm glad you're sitting at this table. You're one of the people that is making this thing possible for me. So
I try. So yeah, no, I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you, man. And people could find you on Instagram.
Yeah, they can find me on Instagram. It's The Jokers Insta.
And
TikTok. Find me on TikTok, The Jokers TikTok, Snapchat, The Jokers Snaps. But yeah, my bio link on Instagram and TikTok have a bunch of other links to other stuff. So that's the easiest way.
Perfect. Thank you for coming on, sir.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you for coming on. And if you guys like this episode, please like, share, and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Keep us going, and we'll see y'all next time. Thank you.
Take care, guys.